Morning, all. All right, so we're going to talk about the 2000-2001 season as we continue on our quest to get to the 2023-2024 season, which will be shortly before the 2024-2025 season gets started. So the 2000-2001 season expansion reaches 30 teams. The Columbus Blue Jackets, the Minnesota Wild are added. Of course, Columbus is their first time in the NHL. For Minnesota, it is righting a wrong. The Minnesota North Stars moving to Dallas. Well, they've been successful in Dallas. Minnesota never should have lost a team, so the Minnesota Wild are there. But out east, there's no change in which teams are there. This just evens up the conferences of 15 teams apiece. And New Jersey wins the East with a record of 48-19-12-3, 111 points. 295 goals scored, 195 goals against. They are coached, of course, by Larry Robinson. The Ottawa Senators finished 48-21-9-4, 109 points, 274 goals scored, 205 goals against. Jacques Martin, their coach. The Washington Capitals, 41-27-10-4 record, 96 points, 233 goals scored, 211 goals against. And what's interesting is, of course, the three division winners get guaranteed top three spots. The Washington Capitals, the Carolina Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, Atlanta Thrashers, and Tampa Bay Lightning comprise that Southeast Division, which is seen as quite weak, and there was a lot of discussion at the time about whether the division winner really should get a top three seed or not. Philadelphia had 100 points, 43-25-11-3 record for them, 240 goals scored, 207 goals against. Under Craig Ramsey, they go 12-12-4. Bill Barber replaces them, much better record under Barber, 31-13-7-3 record. The Buffalo Sabres, 46-35-1 record, 98 points for them, 218 goals scored, 184 goals against. Lindy Ruff is the coach in Buffalo, so what's old is new again as he'll be coaching Buffalo this coming season. In Pittsburgh, they've got Ivan Halinka behind the bench. This is that brief period in time where the NHL was willing to hire European-born and trained coaches. It doesn't last that long, and honestly, I think the NHL needs to give that another look, but Pittsburgh goes 42-28-9-3, 96 points, 281 goals scored, 256 goals against. The Toronto Maple Leafs go 37-29-11-5 under coach Pat Quinn, 90 points, 232 goals scored, 207 goals against. Carolina, they finished 38-32-9-3 for 88 points, 212 goals scored, 225 goals against. Paul Maurice is their coach. Boston finishes 36-38-8, 88 points, 227 goals scored, 249 goals against. Under coach Pat Burns, they go 3-4-1, and they replaced him with Mike Keenan. I was not overly thrilled with this because he had just left Vancouver, and all I kept thinking was, don't make him GM. Come on. But under Keenan, Boston did get better. They finished 33-26-7-8 under Keenan, and they're tied for that last playoff spot. They just lose the tiebreaker. The Rangers, still paying guys a lot of money, still not getting that return for it. 72-point season, 33-43-5-1 record, 250 goals scored, 290 goals against. They're coached by Ron Lowe. The Montreal Canadiens finished 28-48-6, 206 goals scored, 232 goals against, 70-point season. Under Alain Vigneault, they start 5-13-2, and Michel Therrien takes over, and they finished 23-27-6-6 under Therrien. Florida, 22-38-13-9 record, 200 goals scored, 246 goals against, 66 points. Under Terry Murray, rough start. 6-18-7-5 record. They're better under Dwayne Sutter, 16-20-6-4 record. Atlanta finishes 23-45-12-2 on the season under coach Kurt Fraser, 60 points, so an improvement over their first season. 211 goals scored, 289 goals against. Tampa Bay finishes 24-47-6-5, 59 points. 201 goals scored, 280 goals against. Steve Ludzik starts the season as the coach. He goes 12-20-5-2. John Tortorella takes over during the season. He goes 12-27-1-3 the rest of the way. The New York Islanders finish the season 21-51-7-3 at the bottom of the division. 52 points, 185 goals scored, 268 goals against. Under coach Butch Goring, they go 17-45-3. Under Lorne Henning, they finish up 4-11-2. So rough season no matter who's behind the bench because the team's just not very good. Out west, Colorado finishes first. They're number one in the league too, 118 points. Record of 52-16-10-4 under coach Bob Hartley. 270 goals scored, 192 goals against. Detroit finishes 49-29-4, 111 points for them. 253 goals scored, 202 goals against. Scotty Bowman, the coach, still in Detroit. Dallas, still coached by Ken Hitchcock. They finished 48-24, 8-2 on the season, 106 points, 241 goals scored, 187 goals against. For St. Louis, they go 43-22, 12-5, 103 points, 249 goals scored, 195 goals against. Joel Quenneville, still the coach in St. Louis at this point. San Jose finishes 40-27, 12-3 under Daryl Sutter as coach, 95 points, 217 goals scored, 192 goals against. The Edmonton Oilers finished the season 39-28, 12-3 under coach Craig McTavish, 93 points for them, 243 goals scored, 222 goals against. The LA Kings finished the season 38-28, 13-3, 92 points, 252 goals scored, 228 goals against under coach Andy Murray. The Vancouver Canucks make the playoffs that year. 36-28, 11-7 record, 90 points under coach Mark Crawford, 239 goals scored, 238 goals against. Much better than they were a couple of years before that. The Phoenix Coyotes missed the playoffs, 35-27, 17-3 record, also with 90 points, the same as the Canucks. 214 goals scored, 212 goals against under coach Bobby Francis. The Nashville Predators get closer to the playoffs, 80-point season for them. Record of 34-36, 9-3, 186 goals scored, 200 goals against, and of course they're coached by Barry Trotz. The Calgary Flames, tough time for Calgary. 27-36, 15-4 record, 73 points, 197 goals scored, 236 goals against. Under coach Don Hay, who came out with a lot of hype, and then just he wasn't going to live up to that. Record of 23-28, 13-4. Greg Gilbert takes over, goes 4-8-2 the rest of the way. Chicago, coached by Alpo Suhonen, 29-48-5 record, and it's a disastrous year really for Chicago. 71 points, 210 goals scored, 246 goals against. And again, Chicago and Pittsburgh were the two teams that took a chance on a European coach, and it didn't end up lasting for either team. The Columbus Blue Jackets in their first season actually had 71 points, the same as Chicago. Record of 28-39, 9-6 under coach Dave King. 190 goals scored, 233 goals against. The Minnesota Wild, coached by Jacques Lemaire, so you know they can keep the puck out of their net. 25-39, 13-5 record, 68 points, 168 goals scored, 210 goals against. So they allowed fewer goals than 3 of the playoff teams in the West. They just didn't have any offense. The Anaheim Ducks finished dead last in the West that year. 66 points, record of 25-41, 11-5, 188 goals scored, 245 goals against. If you told anybody in Anaheim, hey, 6 years from now you're going to win the Cup, they would have thought you were crazy. Craig Hartsburg, 11-15, 4-3 record as coach. Guy Chiron takes over, goes 14-26, 7-2 the rest of the way. So December 27th of 2000 is a big date. Mario Lemieux had been retired for a while. Decides, I'm coming out, I'm going to play. Jaromir Jagr was kind of in a funk. The team didn't seem to be doing all that well. So Lemieux comes out of retirement as the Penguins owner. I don't think he was the majority owner at the time, but still he comes out of the owner's box. And on the ice, he had the best points per game in the National Hockey League that season. Absolutely insane. Just imagine if Joe Sakic just came down, I think I'll play, and then he records 100 points, which I don't know if I'd be all that surprised, to be honest. October 17th of 2000, Patrick Roy gets his 448th career win. That puts him ahead of Terry Sawchuk for the number 1 spot all time. Patrick Roy also won a record-setting 3rd Conn Smythe trophy that year. No player had 3 Conn Smythe trophies, which again, I've used as an argument for why I believe he was the best goaltender in the time I've watched hockey. June 24th of 2000, big trade between the Islanders and the Florida Panthers. Olli Jokinen and Roberto Luongo are traded by the Islanders to Florida in exchange for Oleg Kavasha and Mark Parrish. This is done because they were drafting Rick DiPietro, so you don't need 2 future goaltenders. They probably should have kept Lou. And not drafted DiPietro would be my thought process on that. February 21st of 2001, the Kings, big trade here. They trade Rob Blake and Steven Reinprecht to the Avs for Adam Deadmarsh, Aaron Miller, Jared Olin, and 2 first-round picks, which become David Steckel and Brian Boyle. What's interesting with this is it gives the Avs Rob Blake and Ray Bourque on the same blue line. That's unfair to everybody else. April 5th of 2001, Adam Oates records his 82nd point of the season. He passes Johnny Busick's record for any player 38 years of age and older. Busick had 81 in a season prior to that. So Adam Oates played really well into an age where most players have retired by the time they're 38. October 25th of 2000, Ray Bourque records his 1,529th point to pass Paul Coffey for number one on the all-time scoring list for defensemen. February 25th of 2001, Dominik Hasek becomes the first European-born and trained goaltender to play 500 games in the NHL. Again, what's remarkable with Hasek is he didn't even start playing in the NHL till he's 26. And the NHL, a new record that season, 186 shutouts. So, about 1 in 5 games are going to a shutout at that point. It's a lot. So the Art Ross Trophy that year goes to Jaromir Jagr. The Masterton Trophy goes to Adam Graves of the New York Rangers. Of course, Jagr's in Pittsburgh. The Calder Trophy goes to Evgeny Nabokov of the San Jose Sharks. The Conn Smythe Trophy goes to Patrick Roy of Colorado, as previously mentioned. The Selke Trophy goes to John Madden of the New Jersey Devils. The Hart Trophy goes to Joe Sakic of the Colorado Avalanche. The Jack Adams goes to Bill Barber in Philadelphia. After he took over, of course, Philadelphia got a lot better. The Norris Trophy goes to Nicholas Lidstrom of Detroit. He finally gets that first Norris Trophy, and now he's going to win a bunch of them. The King Clancy goes to Sean Podine of the Colorado Avalanche. The Lady Byng goes to Joe Sakic of the Colorado Avalanche. The Lester Pearson also goes to Joe Sakic of the Colorado Avalanche, who had himself quite the season. The Rocket Richard Trophy goes to Pavel Bure of the Florida Panthers. The Vezina goes to Dominik Hasek of Buffalo, and Dominik Hasek wins the Jennings Trophy as well for the lowest goals against in the NHL. Jaromir Jagr, as previously mentioned, wins the Art Ross. 81 games, 52 goals, 69 assists, 121 points. I almost forgot the All-Stars. Bad hockey guy. The All-Stars in the league that year, at center, Joe Sakic of Colorado's first team, Mario Lemieux of Pittsburgh's second team. Again, he doesn't come out of retirement until late December, and he's on the All-Star teams at the end of the season. On the left side, Patrick Elias of New Jersey is first-team All-Star, and Luc Robitaille of LA's second-team All-Star. On the right side, Jaromir Jagr of Pittsburgh is first-team All-Star, Pavel Bure of Florida's second-team All-Star. On the blue line, Lidstrom of Detroit is first-team All-Star, alongside Ray Bourque of Colorado. Rob Blake, LA and Colorado, of course, on the second team, alongside Scott Stevens of New Jersey. In net, Dominik Hasek of Buffalo is your first-team All-Star, and Roman Cicmanek from Philadelphia, second-team All-Star. So again, Jagr, we went through his points totals. Let's resume. Joe Sakic has 82 games, 54 goals, 64 assists, 118 points that season. Patrick Elias for New Jersey, 82 games, 40 goals, 56 assists, 96 points. Alexei Kovalev of Pittsburgh, can't skip ahead. Kovalev in Pittsburgh, 79 games, 44 goals, 51 assists, 95 points. Jason Allison in Boston, 82 games, 36 goals, 59 assists, also 95 points. Martin Straka had 95 points too, 82 games, 27 goals, 68 assists, 95 points. Pavel Bure in Florida, 82 games, 59 goals, 33 assists, 92 points. So one thing to keep in mind with Bure's totals, he's recorded 59 goals in a season where he had 186 shutouts. They're just not shutting out Bure. And not only that, Bure's on a team where there's only 200 goals scored. He had 59 of them. So their problem was they didn't have enough Bure's. Doug Waite in Edmonton, 82 games, 25 goals, 65 assists, 90 points. Zygmunt Palffy in LA, one of those bad decisions by Mike Milbury, trading Palffy. 73 games, 38 goals, 51 assists, 89 points. Peter Forsberg in Colorado rounds up the top 10. 73 games, 27 goals, 62 assists, 89 points. On the goaltender side of things, Marty Brodeur leads the league in wins for New Jersey, 42, 17, and 11 record, 906 save percentage, 9 shutouts. Patrick Roy in Colorado, 40, 13, and 7 record, 913 save percentage, 4 shutouts. Dominik Hasek in Buffalo, 37, 24, and 4 record, 921 save percentage, 11 shutouts. Artur Serbe in Carolina, 37, 29, and 9 record, 908 save percentage, 6 shutouts. But he was too short to be a goalie in Vancouver, so good thing to let him go. Olaf Kolzig in Washington, 37, 26, and 8 record, 909 save percentage, 5 shutouts. So yeah, goaltending, it's definitely the year of the goaltender. The conference quarterfinals, as we get into the playoff portion of the program, St. Louis beats San Jose in the first round 4-2, so they get a bit of revenge after being upset by San Jose the previous year. Dallas beats Edmonton 4-2. LA beats Detroit 4-2 in what's seen as a huge upset. Felix Potvin had himself a decent run that year. Colorado sweeps Vancouver, but still, with Vancouver, future's bright there. Buffalo beats Philadelphia 4-2. Pittsburgh beats Washington 4-2 because it's a bad matchup for Washington. Toronto beats Ottawa 4 straight games because Ottawa was scared. That whole series, it was absolutely insane to watch. If you didn't see it, Toronto just ran them out of the building, it seemed. New Jersey beats Carolina 4-2 in the other series. So we get to the conference semifinals. St. Louis sweeps Dallas 4 straight games and what would be seen as a minor upset. Colorado beats LA in 7 games. So the LA Kings very nearly got to the conference final that year. Pittsburgh beats Buffalo. That took 7 games as well. And New Jersey beats Toronto. That took 7 games as well. So a lot of games played. Pretty exciting conference semifinal minus the St. Louis-Dallas series where Dallas just, I guess they ran out of gas. The conference finals between St. Louis and Colorado. Colorado wins both games at home, 4-1 and 4-2 respectively. St. Louis wins in double overtime to get on the board with a 4-3 win. Colorado then wins in overtime in St. Louis to go up 3-1 with a 4-3 win in overtime. And then Colorado wins in overtime at home 2-1 to win the series 4-1. The other conference final, Pittsburgh and New Jersey. New Jersey wins at home 3-1. Pittsburgh then wins 4-2. New Jersey goes into Pittsburgh and they don't allow a goal. They win 3-0 and 5-0. And then New Jersey wins 4-2 to win the series 4-1. Which sets up a Stanley Cup final between the defending champion New Jersey Devils and the President's Trophy winning Colorado Avalanche. So, arguably the 2 best teams in the league meet in the final. That's what we like to see, right? Colorado wins the first game 5-0. New Jersey ties the series with a 2-1 win. Colorado wins 3-1. New Jersey then wins 3-2. So they're keeping that series tied. New Jersey then goes into Colorado and wins 4-1. They have a chance to win the Stanley Cup at home, but Colorado goes into New Jersey and wins 4-0. And then Colorado wins at home 3-1. So they survive elimination twice, and they win the series 4-3. Joe Sakic had 4 goals and 5 assists in that final. Alex Tanguay had 4 goals and 3 assists. Rob Blake had 2 goals, 3 assists. And Patrick Waugh had a .938 save percentage. On the other side, Elias had 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points for New Jersey. Peter Sikora had 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. And Alex McGillney had a goal and 2 assists for New Jersey in that final. Brodeur, rough numbers, .870 save percentage for Brodeur in that matchup between 2 of the best goalies that ever played the game. And there you go. Colorado is your Stanley Cup winner that year. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always regarding this season. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.